Hey guys, this video is a huge thank you and a huger announcement. This past week, this channel, California Garden TV, hit 1,000 subscribers. That's a big milestone for me. And I just wanted to thank each and every one of you out there who have watched and subscribed over the past year. Up until 5 years ago when we moved into this house, I thought YouTube was mainly for watching cat videos. No joke. But when we moved into this house 5 years ago, it was a blank slate outside. There was pretty much nothing going on in terms of gardening. And so I needed some inspiration. And even though I'd been gardening for 25 years at that point, I needed some knowledge because I feel like as long as we're alive, we're learning. And you can learn something from anybody as long as you look hard enough. And so I went onto YouTube and I typed in gardening in California. And the first thing that popped up was a thumbnail of a very happy looking woman, smiling, holding an armful of vegetables. And from that point, I learned that YouTube is actually a huge community of gardeners who are willing to share their knowledge, their experience, their tips, their ideas, their inspiration. So I quietly watched as I continued to work on my space here, creating a space that I could garden in, that I could relax in, spend time with my family, and explore my creative side. A couple years later, when the garden was coming into its own, I had people that I knew who wanted to see what I'd been doing. And so and some of them didn't live nearby. So I created a video, a garden tour, and uploaded it to YouTube, sent them the link so they could see it, and pretty much forgot about it. Until a few months later, many months later actually, I went back for whatever reason to check on it, and the video had gotten over 1,000 views. I didn't know 1,000 people, so that kind of piqued my interest. In the meantime, people who had seen the video that I knew or who had come over and actually seen it in person, the yard, they were saying things like, you got to do something with this. You've got to, start a business or something. And I already had, I own my own business, something completely different. It's full-time, it's a lot of work, and I didn't see starting another business that would have had to been full-time and probably a lot more work. Plus, everything in this yard has been built with these two hands. I get an idea, it goes to these two hands, I do the hard work. I don't think it would be possible for me to take those ideas, translate it to paper, to pass on to someone else to then carry out that plan in someone else's yard. It just would not have worked for me. And then sometime last year, I had an idea that was inspired by two women. One that I knew a long time ago, and one who I had never met. The first one was a woman by the name of Jean Wolgemuth. In the late 80s, probably early 90s, my best friend and I were growing dahlias and showing them in competition. Now, if you want to get two 13-year-old boys to grow flowers, it's not going to be easy. But if there's a way to do it, it's with a flower that is the biggest flower you've ever seen, with the most amazing designs, and then throw in the element of competition. That can't hurt. But anyway, my sister's piano teacher was Jean Wolgemuth, and she heard about us. And she just so happened to be, in addition to a piano teacher, she was a champion dahlia grower, judge, and a certified master gardener through the University of California in Santa Barbara. She took us under her wing, she nurtured our love of plants, and she taught us so much for the next several years until she died unexpectedly in, I think it was 1997. And after that, I always wanted to find a way where I could take that gift that she had given us and pass it on to others. Didn't know how I was going to do it. until I thought of that second woman that inspired me. And that was that woman on YouTube, smiling, holding that armful of vegetables. It just so happened to be Callie Kim. And Callie Kim, most of you know who she is. You probably subscribe to her. If not, I'm going to put a link right up here to her channel. But she has a passion for gardening. She's self-taught. She not just a passion for gardening, but a passion for passing that knowledge and experience and inspiration on to others, which really, she did the same for me, honestly. And I felt like I had the perfect way to maybe someday, somehow, create a business, but in the meantime, and more importantly, be able to pass on that knowledge and that inspiration that was given to me all those years ago. That brings me to my major announcement, at least major for me. You see, yesterday, the day after my channel hit 1,000 subscribers, Callie Kim came to my garden to film for her channel. That's right. We filmed the first in a 3-part series, first episode of a kids gardening series. And what's even more special about that is that best friend that I told you about, that I started growing with way back when, he's now all grown up like me, and we both have our own sons. And our sons are in this video together, and with the help of Callie Kim, we are passing on the love of gardening, not only to them, but hopefully to your kids, kids you know, getting their hands off of the game controllers, the tablets, the phones, and into the dirt to get a whole new experience that is going to be so rewarding for them for the rest of their life. This week, so many things have come full circle in so many ways. It's incredible. I want to thank Kim. I want to thank my best friend Alan, and each and every one of you who have watched and subscribed over the past year. And if you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and go on this journey with us. I'm going to leave a link. I'm going to put a link right up here to Callie Kim's channel, and down in the bottom there'll be a link to her channel and a direct link to that first episode of the 3-part series to get kids involved and interested in gardening. Again, thanks to everyone, and I will see you guys next time.